Two of the hottest teams in college basketball. Iowa State's won 16 of its last 17. Missouri has won 7 straight. Let's check the starting lineups, brought to you by United States Cellular, the way people talk around here. Horton, Tinsley, and Nurse in the backcourt for Iowa State. Nurse averaging 15 points a game over his last 4. Stevie Johnson and Fizer up front. Iowa State coached by Larry Eustachy, a strong candidate for Big 12 Conference Coach of the Year. And for Missouri, the starting lineup, we talked about Clarence Gilbert. He's averaging close to 18 points in conference games. He joins Dooling and Grawer in the backcourt. Hafer and Soyoye are up front. And Quinn Snyder, in his first year at Missouri, is another candidate for Big 12 Conference Coach of the Year after a longtime assistant coaching venue at Duke. Well, Larry Eustachy would like for Kantrail Horton to shoot the ball more often. Makes sense. Horton's hitting close to 50% from downtown. The opening tip is coming up next.
People say I talk a lot of trash.
They are excited about basketball in Columbia. A sellout crowd at the Hearnes Center. And the winner of this one will move into a tie with Oklahoma State. There's the series history, and Iowa State has been dominated in this series. However, the Cyclones won the last meeting in Ames about a month ago, 86-81 in a very exciting basketball game. Gary, the first 5-6 minutes very important in this one.
I think you extend that maybe to 7 to 10 minutes. I think you got to take care of that initial adrenaline rush when you're playing on the road. This crowd is hyped. These kids are going to be hyped for Missouri. I think you got to play solid in those first 7 to 10 minutes.
There you see the 7-game winning streak since losing that game to Iowa State on January 8th. And during that streak, Missouri has just shot the ball lights out. Well,
they've got 6 guys that are in double figures during those 7 conference games. And like you said, shooting it very, very well. About 44% on the year, but 49%, just a shade under 50 for these 7 conference games that they've won consecutively.
Fizer to jump against Soyoye. And the Cyclones control the opening tip. Great atmosphere for college basketball tonight.
Missouri goes man for man, and you see
Michael Nurse.
Yeah, run a little set play. They're really dropping off Stevie Johnson. The man in the middle, which is Hafer, I think, covering him. He's going to drop in the middle and trying to keep penetration down. Good way to start on the road, get that first shot down.
Dooling on a drive, goes by Tinsley. The rebound to Stevie Johnson. This is Horton. Eustachy wants him to shoot it more. Hafer almost took it away. Now it is stripped away by Missouri. Horton not careful with the basketball that time. Down low is Hafer.
That's the other thing you want to stay away from him. That's turnovers.
Nurse on the rebound off the Hafer miss. And Iowa State into the front court with a 2-point lead.
Stevie Johnson killed Missouri in that first game, 20 points. I think that's the only game that Marcus Fizer hasn't been the leading scorer in conference play, and that was Stevie's 20.
Fizer on a jumper, and the rebound to Soyoye. Missouri not a great rebounding team. They don't have a lot of size. Iowa State really dominated on the boards in the first meeting. 42-28 advantage in that game.
I looked really for Missouri to challenge Marcus Fizer down on the inside and go to the big guy there. They look for him right there. He's got to stay out of foul trouble. And I think if you can keep that big man right there shooting the ball, you'll be in good shape from that distance rather than letting him go to the basket.
Missouri 0 for 3 from the floor. On the jump shot is Tinsley. Well, Jamaal Tinsley had a game that few people will forget against Missouri in the first game. A triple-double. First time and the only time it's been done in Big 12 conference play.
12 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists in that one.
A remarkable performance. Here's Dooling. Out to Hafer for 3.
You know, Hafer has been shooting really well. He's in double figures 4 of the 8 conference games, but most of it has been limiting himself to down the 15-foot line, but he hits the big one there.
Well, Michael Nurse was hobbled on that play. I think he came out to challenge the shot by Hafer. Take another look. Well, no, it was Nurse getting knocked down there on the pick. But he's going to stay in the game. And Iowa State's lead is down to 1 at 4-3. Now a whistle, a foul away from the ball on Missouri.
It'll be on Gilbert, I think.
It is on Clarence Gilbert. First foul of the game.
Good look at Quinn Snyder right there, 14-6 at Missouri in his first season. Played at Duke.
Stevie Johnson scores inside. So Johnson, as you mentioned, Gary, the great game against Missouri. A lot of Cyclones stepped up in that one. With 20 points and 10 rebounds in the first one, a season high for Stevie. He's had some good games against the Tigers.
He really has, and I've felt like that Iowa State can't come out and really try to outscore Missouri in a high-scoring game. But at the start of this game, that's what they're doing. Pushing it down. Nice pass.
But Stevie Johnson couldn't handle it. Tinsley gets the turnover.
If he handles that, that looks like it was a cinch, too.
We mentioned Quinn Snyder and the great success that he had at Duke. 10 years at Duke as a player and assistant coach, and 5 times they went to the Final Four. Remarkable run.
People down here in Missouri are talking to him, really like it.
Hafer on a drive, earns a trip to the free throw line. See how things opened up for Jeff Hafer on that play.
Well, this is one of the things he's been putting in his game. Taking only the 15-foot shots and taking it to the basket, which he can do. He tries to get it up left-handed. The thing that Iowa State has to do, they have to keep those outside perimeter guys from penetrating. They have to keep them in front.
Hafer, not a good free throw shooter, less than 60% on the season. But he gets the first. Hafer has all 4 points for Missouri. And Iowa State leads it 6-4. Oklahoma State defeated Kansas in dominant fashion on Monday night. They lead the Big 12 Conference at 8-1. The winner of this one will move into a tie with the Cowboys for first place.
Dooling picks him up about 3/4, just some soft pressure. Look at the drop-off of Johnson. Hafer's right back in the middle trying to protect with Fizer.
Fizer in on Soyoye. Tough jumper, got it. 4 different Cyclones have scored, and Iowa State leads it by 3.
Soyoye will not be able to cover him if it's a one-on-one matchup.
Soyoye moves away from the basket. Tinsley picked his pocket. Jamaal Tinsley pushing it the other way. Good look to Fizer, couldn't handle it though. Out of bounds to Missouri.
Watch Fizer here, one-on-one, backs him down, now comes up and gets up over the top of him before Soyoye can get up off his feet. Soyoye, a good jumper and a shot blocker, but Marcus quick to get that shot off.
Marcus leading the Big 12 Conference in scoring. Kareem Rush has checked in for Missouri, an exciting freshman, number 21. That was Hafer on the miss, Rush the rebound.
Gives you an idea. He adds some rebounding to this club. As you said, they're not a strong rebounding club because they're short on size, but he adds some additional rebounding.
Kareem Rush has really come on strong since coming back from a 9-game NCAA suspension. Fizer, Soyoye gives him some room. He will go to work, kicks it back out to Nurse, right back to Marcus, 15 to shoot it. The double team comes over. Horton doesn't pull the trigger, 10 on the shot clock. Now Tinsley spins in, one-hander, rimming no, rebound Soyoye.
Well, the Cyclones get what they want right there. Great penetration. You're talking about a 7 or 8 foot shot. Just does not knock it down.
Johnny Parker will check in at the next break for Missouri.
There's an area, John, you and I talked about. Missouri's definitely got the advantage in the bench, and all of their bench is playing well.
Rush got his man in the air, drew the foul. It's on Horton, and that's going to be the second foul on Kantrail Horton.
And that's crucial. Let's watch here. Rush comes to that left hand. The lefty spins, gets left behind, and Horton comes there, bodies him right there. This bucket is going to count if it goes. Doesn't get it, he'll get 2 shots.
Well, for the time being, Kantrail Horton will stay on the floor with 2 fouls. Free throw by Rush is good, and the game is tied.
So far, the Cyclones have not been able to keep the Missouri Tigers in front of them defensively. They're able to penetrate, and they're getting to the foul line, something they didn't do very well at Ames in the initial game.
Kareem Rush hits both free throws to give Missouri its first lead. Rush giving the Tigers a spark off the bench. Mizzou leads it by 1. 15-18 to go first half. Missouri has its first lead of the game at 9-8. Here's another Budweiser quick stat. Rebounding.
Iowa State had a big rebound advantage in that first game against Missouri. They probably need that advantage here tonight.
Well, we saw Kareem Rush go to the offensive boards a moment ago and get a putback. Missouri just 2 of 7 from the floor, but they lead it. Iowa State is at 4 of 6. This is Michael Nurse with the basketball. He's had a hot hand in the last 3 or 4 games. Horton playing with 2 fouls. Something to keep an eye on. Fizer knocked to the floor. Foul called on Johnny Parker. Well, a reminder that later in the game we'll be choosing the Pioneer Hybrid Player of the Games. We hope you'll stay with us for that. Iowa State to inbound, trailing by 1. Tinsley, they come out right on him. Dooling did that in Ames, and Tinsley made him pay for it. But they continue with that strategy against Tinsley. This is Horton. Horton spins in. Shot clock is not a factor yet. It's at 17. Tinsley on a drive. Good look to Fizer. In strong, and Marcus Fizer finishes.
Good strong move and a good find there by Jamaal Tinsley.
If Iowa State can get the ball to Fizer and he can catch it that close to the basket, Missouri's in trouble.
Well, the key to that is to keep moving, keep their offense moving. So everything Missouri's doing right now is geared to penetration. Penetration to the basket,
kick out. That's where they get most of their 3-point looks.
And Iowa State's trying to take them one-on-one and not come off and help on that penetration.
Parker on a jump shot. And Stevie Johnson to the boards again. Iowa State's done a good job holding Missouri to 1 shot on most of their trips. Johnson will take it in. Bounce out to Nurse. Michael Nurse, tough jumper, got it. Second field goal for Nurse. Iowa State shooting the ball well.
Good job, and Stevie Johnson initiating that play because he took the ball to the defensive man. If the guy's going to drop off you at 8, 9 feet, take it to him, make you play.
Cyclones 6 of 8 from the floor in the early going. This is Dooling, and he walked with it. And on the turnover, Iowa State will have it back with a 3-point lead. Look at Fizer getting good position down low a moment ago, Gary.
Well, Tinsley leading this club in assists. You see him look, gets it cleared. Oh, nice feed away from the defense. No chance to get there. And then he takes it up strong, Marcus Fizer. Here's Nurse, gives him an up fake, gets the defensive man sliding on the floor and rises right up over the top of it.
Cyclones spread the floor now. They love to do this. You get an isolation with the guards. This is Nurse on a kick out to Horton. 13 to shoot it. Tinsley takes over. Jamaal Tinsley on a spin, had it stripped away. Gilbert all alone. Horton couldn't follow. He got the layup.
A smart play by Horton because he's got 2 fouls. He has to turn him loose right there.
So a turnover leads to a fast break opportunity for Missouri, and the Tigers get back within 1. And the crowd gets into it.
Missouri really ducking on Jamaal Tinsley. When he gets the spin, they're coming after it.
Fizer inside, strong to the hoop, and he drew a foul. He is just a load inside. Let's go back to that steal a moment ago.
Watch Jamaal Tinsley comes left, spins. Watch there. Gilbert comes right at him. They're going to double him. He's going to have to start to spin a couple of times more, pick it up right away, and hit that open guy on the wing for the outside shot.
Fizer to the free throw line to attempt the first free throws of the game for Iowa State. Missouri is at 4-4 at the line.
Fizer has really improved his free throw shooting. He's got it up to about 71% now in the season.
He's on a real nice streak, too. He's now hit 20 of his last 22 from the free throw line. And Gary, remarkably, Iowa State in conference games leads the conference in free throw shooting. So they've really stepped it up. You're right. And that always helps, especially on the road.
And part of that free throw shooting is due to Paul Shirley. He's 22 for 24. 17 in a row he's got there.
Rush stepped in the lane early, but Fizer made it anyway. And so Marcus Fizer with 6 to lead all scorers, and the Cyclones lead it 14-11. Rush on a 3-point jumper. Boy, is he something else?
This is what makes you an effective player. We got a warning here on Missouri. They kicked the ball out, not letting Iowa State get the ball and run with it. Let's continue that thought on Kareem Rush. He can do it all. He's a slasher, a penetrator, but he also can hit that outside shot, which just makes him double trouble.
Paul Shirley will check in at the next break. 7 points for Kareem Rush. Horton against a double team. Good look to Nurse. Down low, Stevie Johnson goes in.
Great job by Iowa State there, handling the double team outside, hitting the open man.
The Cyclones have flourished against teams that like the trap on the perimeter because their guards handle it so well. This is Rush and on Horton. And Stevie Johnson with his 4th rebound for Iowa State. Tinsley. Pull-up jumper by Jamaal Tinsley wouldn't fall. And it goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Tigers. Kareem Rush has made a big impact for the Tigers in the last 4 games. His three-pointer helps Missouri climb within 2.
Iowa State leading this one 16-14, and you'll see how they got 2 of those points to go up in front by 2. Good ball movement here. They beat the trap. Then Stevie Johnson beats his man, lays it up off the glass. Iowa State 7 for 10 shooting, getting good percentage shots here in the early going.
Here's another Budweiser quick stat. You can see the Cyclones shooting it well, but they've turned it over 4 times, and Missouri's been able to turn those turnovers into a couple of baskets. So the Tigers are within 2. Good basketball game so far, Gary. We expected some jitters perhaps for both teams, but they've really played well, both of them.
Both teams have come out and played strong. There's the penetration. That's what they want to do is kick out, and you stay at home. You got a chance to maybe pick one off.
Fizer gets the steal. Horton still in there with those 2 fouls. Has to play carefully. Nurse for 3. Fizer the rebound, and a foul called on Grawer. Pretty tough matchup for Brian Grawer.
And that was a great play on the part of Fizer because he goes straight up. He doesn't try and body over the top of the little guy. Let's watch it here.
Now he does come over the back, but he doesn't make contact. Watch what happens.
That's what I mean. He goes right over the top, and then Grawer comes down.
Now Fizer goes to work inside. His jump shot wouldn't go, and a foul called before the shot. And I think they got that one on Justin Gage. Gage, a football player, a quarterback for the Missouri team, who has walked onto the basketball team. And he's given them some pretty good minutes, especially with some defense and rebounding. Fizer at the 3-point line. That's Gage against him. Fizer on a crossover. Marcus into traffic, tough jumper, banked it in. Fizer has 8, and the Cyclones lead it by 4.
Well, we talked about Marcus Fizer having an All-American type year, and you see his ability there. His ball handling's improved, his patience with the basketball, threading his way, and then the nice finish.
Shirley and Coyote really battling in the post right now, and a foul called on Shirley. Paul Shirley picks up his first foul. Watch Fizer go to work.
Look at good ball handling by the big guy, and then goes right up over the top of Gage for the easy 2. Paul Shirley battling down here, trying to front the guy. He comes around, didn't get himself moved right there. Now he gets a push foul right there.
With the elbow. Rush on a 3-pointer. Boy, is he hot. 10 points for Kareem Rush. And Missouri's back within 1. Is he smooth, Gary? He's just got such a fluid motion.
Right. You got to respect his drive, and that's what opens him up for the shot.
Tinsley on a drive, off the glass and in. Iowa State is shooting lights out from the floor. 9 of 13 for the Cyclones.
This is what they were able to do, or Jamaal Tinsley was able to do in that game at Ames. The first game is he was able to blow by people, either get the shot himself or dish it off.
Keyon Dooling has been quiet offensively in the early going, getting others involved. Now he tries a 3. It's blocked by Tinsley.
I think he might have got away with a foul.
And Fizer probably just got away with a walk. Tinsley off a pick and roll here. Kick out to Horton. Kantrail has played significant minutes with those 2 fouls. Fizer against Gage. Goes in strong again. And got it to go.
Boy, that's a tough shot.
10 early points for Fizer. And the Cyclones lead it by 5.
Well, we had Gage coming. We had Coyote coming over to help.
Iowa State 10 of 14 from the floor. 5-second call. Turns the ball over to Iowa State. Good defense by Nurse. Larry Eustachy's team was prepared for this one, Gary.
He has his team prepared for everyone, but he was really ready for this game himself tonight. We sat here visiting him. I don't think he heard a word we were going to say it. His all concentration.
Yeah, he had a focus about him, no question.
You know, the difference right now in this game has changed around Iowa State to 5-point lead. They've cut down the penetrations where Missouri hasn't been able to get all the way to the basket.
Tinsley working on the perimeter. Now Nurse on the come around. Fires a 3, in and out. And the rebound controlled by Coyote. A rare miss for Iowa State. Ryan Grawer has had some great games against Iowa State. He was recruited by Tim Floyd. Interesting story, we'll elaborate later. Rush lost it out of bounds. It belonged to Iowa State.
Tried to move with it too quick. Took his eye off the ball, lost the hand.
It's a good look at Kareem Rush. And sat out those 9 games, and Missouri continued to win without him. And Quinn Snyder says that Rush came back a hungrier player after the suspension. Said it's made him a better player. This is Shirley at the free throw line. Paul backs in with a dribble, tries a hook, and he walks with it.
I don't know if that was a walk.
We are at the Hearnes Center in Columbia, Missouri, in front of a sellout crowd. Number 21 Iowa State against Missouri. John Walters and Gary Thompson with you. And the Cyclones have played well in the early going. Both teams have. Iowa State leads it by 5. Brandon Hawkins, the freshman, into the Iowa State lineup. This is Dooling against Tinsley. And Tinsley bumped him with the elbow and gets the foul. Jamaal Tinsley gets his first.
He's got to play with his feet. Keep his hands off, move his feet, keep him in front. Easier said than done, though. These are some quick kids from Missouri out the outside.
Nurse will check back in for Iowa State. He takes Horton's place. So Horton went about 8 minutes after picking up his second foul without getting his third.
Now that was big.
Hafer spins in. Good look to Soyoye. And he gets the shot to go over Fizer.
Well, that's a good look by Hafer. The drive, they come to him, and he drops it off. Good awareness.
Fizer now with Iowa State leading by 3. Nurse off a screen. Lean-in jumper. Rimming go, and look at Gilbert go up high for that rebound. Out of bounds to Missouri.
You know, Nurse, when he took that shot, I think he was trying to get the foul. He moved over, and just instead of going straight up, he might have gotten the bucket down, but he had to shoot it on a moving shot.
Missouri's guards are pretty good rebounders. Gilbert had 13 in the game against Colorado. This is Dooling, tough angle. And a foul after the shot on Nurse. At least I think it was after the shot. Larry Eustachy is not real happy about this call. I guess the foul was on the shot, so the whistle was late. And Larry Eustachy pleading his case with Bill Kennedy, but he wasn't the guy that made the call.
Bill Kennedy's warning him now to get in the box.
Pretty picky.
Well, he stayed under. He might have cut him with the body a little bit underneath. But
if that was the case, I thought the foul was after the shot. Dooling's free throw is good. First point for Dooling. He had 17 of his 19 points against Nebraska in the second half. He really inspired that victory for Missouri.
You know, the perimeter guys, there's 3 guards outside. Only 4 points in the first half against Nebraska. Came back and got 44 in the second half.
We've got a good one here at the Hearnes Center. Jamaal Tinsley playing well against the Tigers again. Hit the running jumper off the glass a moment ago. Cyclones lead it by 1. Back in a moment.
We want to give back to the community, and that's why a lot of us are involved in the Big Buddy program.
A lot on the line here in Columbia, and both teams playing well. Iowa State leads it by 1.
Marcus Fizer is the Big 12 Conference leading scorer overall, and you're going to see why here with a little package of Marcus. Shows that he can go inside. He can also take it outside and work his way to the basket, making some tough shots right over the top of the defender. 10 points, 4 for 5 shooting here in the first half.
Here's a check on the inside scoring with Diamond Vogel points in the paint. Diamond Vogel paint serving Cyclone country with over 80 locations. And because of Fizer, Iowa State has the big lead in the early going.
Missouri staying in this, just trailing by 1 because of getting to the free throw line 6 times and also a couple of 3-point shots. We get a double foul.
Double foul. A double foul, Soyoye and Fizer. The first foul for each player. So not a big problem yet for either team in that regard. It goes to the alternate possession, I believe, and it'll be Missouri's ball. So it's pretty costly for Iowa State. It basically ends up being a turnover.
I don't know what the discussion would be here if it's the possession areas.
Let's take a look at some scores in the meantime while they get this figured out. Texas leading Texas Tech in the early going. It is Iowa State's ball. Well, the Cyclones trying to add to a 1-point lead here. Fizer puts it on the floor, fires the three and misses. Long rebound, tipped out, and Nurse has it. Shot clock is reset.
Cyclones get a break there because Marcus really banged that one up hard.
Fizer sets the screen for Tinsley. Tinsley drives in. Tough angle. Hay for the rebound. Knocked away. Loose on the floor. And a foul call. Is it a technical foul? It is a technical foul on Quinn Snyder, the Missouri coach. And that'll really get this crowd up in arms.
As if they haven't been up in arms, John.
I'm not sure, but that might be the first technical of his young career as a head coach.
First job there at Missouri. Was an assistant in the pros, too, with the Clippers.
And one of his assistant coaches, John Hammond, his associate head coach, was on that staff with the Clippers, too.
I've known John for quite a while. I had a nice visit with him for the game.
Horton will shoot the technical foul. And Kantrail calmly knocks it down. All 5 Cyclone starters have scored.
Kantrail back in the lineup right now. Again, I think it's going to be crucial for Iowa State for Kantrail to stay out of picking up that third run here before the half.
Well, this crowd, let's take another look at what he might have been complaining about on the play. There was a scrap. I think he wanted a foul on Fizer.
Fizer, right.
Right here.
You see, this is an expensive technical because Missouri has the ball. They're going to keep possession of it. So he loses possession of the basketball, gets the tee. Iowa State converts 2 free throws and now a chance to get another 2 or 3 points.
Well, Larry Eustachy had something to say to the officials, and that really got this crowd worked up. Because he's way out of the coach's box out on the floor, as he usually is. We might be hearing the sit-down Larry chant before too long.
Iowa State going 4 corners. Missouri comes out to pick him up high.
24-21, Iowa State. Under 7 minutes to play first half. Tinsley on a spin. Good look to Shirley. And a foul call. Shirley will go to the line. And it's Coyote that gets the foul. That'll be his second.
Here's the spin dribble now by Jamaal Tinsley. Watch the defenders come right to him, almost strip him right there. But Tinsley, good job to find Shirley, puts it up off the glass, doesn't finish it, but a great job of going hard to the basket. And he'll have a chance to extend his free throw shooting streak, as I mentioned earlier, 17 in a row.
Well, Soyoye's foul, a big concern for Quinn Snyder. And Soyoye plays 26 minutes or more. His team is 11-1. When he plays less than 26 minutes, Missouri is 3-5. Shirley, as you can see, in conference play, has been lights out at the line. That's his first point of the night.
That's the friendly roll right there. I thought it was off.
That's what happens when you got the hot hand. They start falling. And Soyoye will take a rest with those 2 fouls. Certainly a big concern because he's the only true back-to-the-basket player that Missouri has. Shirley's second free throw. Misses badly, and Hay for the rebound. So Paul sees his string come to an end. Iowa State a 4-point lead. Dooling against Nurse. And Horton just picked up his 3rd foul. He came over to help out, and when he reached in, he got his 3rd personal foul. Kantrail Horton will have to leave the game.
And we just talked about that. Important for him to stay away from it.
It's Nurse that was beaten defensively. Horton tried to help. No question about the foul.
Yeah, but you know, it looked like he almost got run into.
Kantrail pleading his case, but he picks up his 3rd foul. He's not a player that has been in foul trouble very often this season. Dooling missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and the rebound controlled by Paul Shirley.
Good job by Shirley of checking off. That should be a foul and cut him
on the floor. Fizer was fouled. He's such a load underneath, especially with Soyoye off the floor.
That's right. Now they can throw that ball up high and just let Marcus Fizer, like he did there, go up and get it. And the defensive men cut underneath him, and they got the foul.
Marcus Fizer to the line. Iowa State has hit 5 of 6 from the free throw line in the game. Fizer already in double figures with 10 points. 5 double-doubles this season for Marcus.
19 in his career.
Fizer's free throw is good.
This is where you add points when you're a great player. You go to get to the scorers are going to get to the foul line. And this is what he's doing right now. You see 11, 20.7 leads the conference.
Fizer's now at 17 of his last 18 from the line. His second free throw is good. So Fizer with a dozen. And Iowa State leads it by 6. Biggest lead of the game for the Cyclones. Dooling wants to pull the trigger. A foul first on Shirley. Shirley picks up his second foul. So now Larry Eustachy has to be a little bit concerned. Horton with 3, Shirley with 2.
You pick up those fouls, you get 2 or 3. Now you got to back off your aggressiveness.
Both coaches have had their share of gripes with the officiating. You know it's a big game. Neither coach can sit down at all. Johnny Parker to the free throw line. Again, they miss the front end of the 1-and-1. That's just like a turnover. And on the rebound, Marcus Fizer.
Well, if you're the Cyclones, you want to take advantage of those things. You miss those 1-and-1s, you lose the chance. Missouri there for 4 points. Now you got a chance to come down and score on your own end.
There you can see the Cyclones have scored the last 6 points. Tinsley operating against a double team. 8 to shoot, fadeaway shot is way off the mark. Rebound controlled by Gilbert. Not sure what he was thinking there.
Not his kind of a shot.
Rush gets his man in the air and gets a foul on Shirley, I believe. If it is, it's Paul's third. And again, Nurse was beaten on the play. It was Shirley coming over to help.
That's what Nurse makes the cardinal sin, lifts the feet. Shirley comes over there.
They called it on Nurse. They called it on Michael Nurse.
I was going to say, Paul Shirley really does a good job. He gets there and holds his hands up.
But that's the second foul on Michael Nurse. And now Rush hits the free throw.
And that's where, as a little guy, you're beaten from behind. You ought to turn him loose right there. Let the big guy cover you up.
There you see the numbers on Kareem Rush. He's been even better in the last 4 games since coming back from that suspension. Rush now with 12 points to lead Missouri. And the lead is back down to 4 with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Nurse on a jump shot. Back iron. Controlled by Dooling. Missouri starting to pick up the momentum now.
They would like to run.
Dooling in on Nurse. Tough jumper. In and out. Rebound. Parker.
And what happens when you get beat on the drive, your teammates come to help. And when you don't get the ball on a block in that case, it leaves that man free to come free on the board and kick it back in.
Tinsley, tough shot. And Jamaal has the answer at the other end.
Well, that silences.
And now a technical foul is called on Iowa State, I believe. And if it is, it's on Jamaal Tinsley, I believe. I think it's on Tinsley. If it is, that will be a second personal foul. And it's also the second time that Jamaal has gotten a technical in recent games, and Larry Eustachy is not real happy about it.
No, I mean, that's just a lack of control of your emotions, because you had to hit somebody coming out down there.
Clarence Gilbert hit the first free throw. What a costly technical foul. And Larry Eustachy is not at all happy right now. Take another look. After the basket went, he turned around to say something to the official. Take a look. He wanted a foul. Yeah. And when he turned around again to say something, they let him get away with it once, not twice.
Well, as a rookie, that's what he'll learn.
Well, it is a staple of Tim Floyd and Larry Eustachy teams to let the coaches do the talking to the officials. Grawer missed the 3. Stevie Johnson the rebound. Well, with Tinsley and Horton both out of there right now, Iowa State has a little bit different look on the floor. Hawkins down low to Fizer. They can't handle him in there if he gets one-on-one. Tough jumper, good. Fizer with 14.
Well, Fizer's going to have to pick this team up on his back right now offensively, because he's got 2 scorers for Iowa State sitting down.
It's a 4-point lead for the Cyclones. Shirley trying to avoid his 3rd foul. Parker goes to work on it. Tough shot. Paul with good defense, and Fizer clears.
And that's what Coach Eustachy wants. That all his kids keep those kids in front of you, make them shoot it over against some pressure.
Cyclones a 4-point lead in the ball. Nurse fires the jumper, but he walks with it first. The turnover will give it back to Missouri, but first a timeout.
You see, and the shots are coming too quick, and I think that's what Larry Eustachy's coming out to his kids and telling them.
But the Cyclones lead it by 4 with 3:53 to go, first half.
You got it. You got it. Have you even seen the Harlem Globetrotters play? I remember one time I went to D.C. and they have this exhibit.
Iowa State has held off every Missouri run so far. The Cyclones lead it by 4 with just under 4 minutes to go first half. Here's a Carquest playing for keeps replay.
Look at Fizer right now. Gets the ball. They come to double him. And if I was Missouri, I'd be doubling him strong right now with Horton and Tinsley sitting on the bench. And then bring a man off the ball down in the middle, protect. If Iowa State's going to score, let him throw it over the top.
That was the Carquest playing for keeps replay. See your nearest Carquest store, and there you see the numbers on Fizer. He just continues to get better and better.
I think right now, if you're Missouri, you have to make the other guys out there besides Fizer and Nurse shoot the ball.
Gilbert on a tough fadeaway, and Fizer to the boards again, his 5th rebound of the game.
And a good job of going to the basketball and getting it on that short shot.
Iowa State will look to use a little clock here. Fizer has it. Marcus drives in. Tough off-balance shot. He got another one to go.
Oh, and there's his maturity. He beats his man. A year ago in his freshman year, too, he would have taken that ball all the way to the basket, drawn a charge, and probably have to sit down. Here he pulls up, hits a little jumper. Great move.
Fizer 6 of 8 from the floor. Grawer, Rainbow, wouldn't fall. Parker, the offensive rebound and foul. Second time that Johnny Parker's done that.
There again, the Nurse gets beat. Defense comes to help him. It turns the guy in loose on the backside. You go without anybody blocking him off on the boards. Offensive board.
Nurse double team. Gets rid of it to Fizer. Down low is Shirley. And a walk by Paul Shirley. Fizer is tough even against a double team, Gary.
Let's watch him right here. Gets an advantage, goes up, and there's where he stops. See that? Comes up over 1 foot, elevates straight up in the air to stay away from that offensive foul.
Clarence Gilbert, red hot for Missouri during conference games. This is Rush backing up for a long jumper. And the loose ball controlled by Gage. His shot wouldn't fall, but a foul. That's just a break for Missouri because Iowa State had 2 players with their hands on the ball.
That's one of those tough breaks. You make them take a bad shot or miss bad, and it's so bad that it comes out of their able recovery.
Brandon Hawkins gets the foul, his first. Gage to the free throw line. We told you he's a quarterback for the Missouri football team. Had a couple touchdown passes against Texas A&M. Good-looking freshman out of Jefferson City, nearby here.
Hasn't shot free throws well. That's probably because he hasn't had a lot of playing time. Only 9 out of 20 coming into this game. You know, I'm thinking Iowa State right now with Horton and Tinsley out there. You probably want to take some time off the clock each possession. Minimize the number of possessions Missouri can have without those 2 kids on the floor.
Fizer grabs his 6th rebound. He's well on his way to another double-double.
Like right now, if you can't get it on the hurry-up game, get it down on the break, hit something quick, or layup, or good shot, then you bring it out and use the clock.
Brandon Hawkins up. They want a 5-second call on Iowa State. Here's Nurse. Out to Fizer. Shot clock's at 12. Marcus, pull-up jumper. He hit another.
Great. You know, he had thoughts of shooting that 3-pointer, but he's able to put the ball on the floor, maneuver, and get the little 15-footer.
Fizer with 18. Gilbert answers for 3. 4th three-pointer of the game for Missouri. Iowa State has yet to hit one from downtown, and it's a 2-point game.
Gilbert had his first career start against Iowa State last year. Hit 3 trays in that one. This year he has 26 points against Iowa State.
Fizer again. That one wouldn't fall. Rush lost the ball, but saved it to Gilbert. Clarence Gilbert quickly into the front court. Missouri a chance to tie or take the lead. Gilbert wants it all. Brandon Hawkins, the defensive rebound.
That's what you want to give them if they're 3-point shots right there. Standing flat-footed and a hand in their face. If they can make those kind of shots all night long, all the more power get beat, then that's right. You got to say they've done the job.
Richard Evans in the game for Iowa State. Stevie Johnson off the spread. In on Rush. He walks with it.
Well, Iowa State having a lot of problems with traveling.
Uncharacteristic of the Cyclones to turn it over this often. And you can see that when Gilbert hit that three a moment ago, Hawkins almost could have been called for a foul. There could have been a 4-point play for Gilbert. Under a minute to go. Iowa State has led throughout the first half. Right now the lead is 2. Dooling wants the lead, and he's got it.
They didn't get over the top.
First lead of the game for Missouri. An 11-2 run for the Tigers.
As you mentioned, Iowa State, you got 2 of their scorers sitting on the bench, and Missouri taking advantage of this right now.
Iowa State has about a 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. They cannot hold it for 1, but they can come pretty close. Michael Nurse yo-yoing the dribble out high with 8 on the shot clock. Running out of time here. 5 to shoot it. Nurse from way downtown. Long rebound to Fizer. Kicks it out of bounds. Missouri's ball. With 3 seconds to go. Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. We'll take one too. Hearnes Center is loud right now. Mizzou by 1.
Get into the zone. The ES.
Missouri on an 11-2 run to lead it 36-35, and Dooling hits his first three-pointer of the night.
Dooling come across, usually try to the pick, and you see Michael Nurse has all kinds of room right there to come up over the top, ducks behind, and leaves Dooling wide open for the 3.
Well, we'll see what Quinn Snyder drew up in the huddle for this last 3 seconds, but Missouri is 11-1 this year when they lead at halftime.
You got to make sure if you're Iowa State, you're thinking, do not foul. If they're going to shoot it, make them shoot it in.
Grawer gets rid of it to Dooling.
By the walk right there.
Lean in jumper, Dooling, good. Does it count? It does. Eustachy is livid.
Run the clock. They can go to the. No, that's only at the end of a ball game. Then.
Yeah.
First of all, in that play, there was a traveling right out in front of us, right here.
I think he got away with a walk.
Yeah, he walks right there. Comes in, watch the red light.
Shot counts. Eustachy is still in the face of the officials, and he just got his second technical, or his first technical, Iowa State's second technical of the game.
Okay.
Eustachy has just been teed up.
Well, and that's big. You get a travel right out in front here, leads to 2 points, sends Missouri to the locker room with a lot of momentum. Got a chance with 3-point lead and extend it right now.
And now he's into it with a security guard.
Security guard shouldn't have anything to do with him right there.
That's right. Well, Eustachy has a little fight in him. Yep. So do the Cyclones. It's been a great first half. But Missouri leads it by 3 at the break, and they will shoot free throws to start the second half.
Yep.
When they come out of the locker room at the start of the second half, Missouri will shoot 2 free throws, and then I assume they will have the ball. Here's the shot again, Gary.
Yep.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking for that red light. But there's where the problem started. With the traveling, loses it right there. Comes up.
I don't know.
I don't know if that ball. Yeah, that light was on.
All right, we need a break. Iowa State trails by 3. Missouri will shoot free throws when the second half starts. Led for most of the first half, but at the break, it's Missouri leading it by 3, and they'll shoot technical free throws when the second half starts. Well, it's been a wild first half here at Columbia, Gary, and you have to play with composure. And I think probably the Tinsley technical might have been a real turning point to get the momentum back to Missouri.
We've had technicals on both sides of the ball, but I think that was a big one for Iowa State, with Tinsley losing his composure there, picking up, sits him down, takes the guy off the club that runs the team. Another offensive player with Horton sitting down with 3 fouls, and a combination then of traveling calls in Iowa State. Haven't been able to keep their feet, and then those technicals prove big. They can prove out to a 5 or 7 point lead now.
So Iowa State shooting the ball well, but still trailing at the half. Missouri leads it 38-35. Back with more in just a moment. Time guest tonight is Jim Hallahan, the executive director of the Iowa Games. And Jim, the Winter Games, a big success once again, and now you look forward to the Hybrid, the company bringing you technology that yields. Wellmark, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Iowa. You just can't beat the Blues. Murphy Family Farms, producing quality pork and protecting the environment where we work and live. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Dodge, do not follow, do not conform, be different. And by United States Cellular, the way people talk around here. Missouri closed the first half on a 13-2 run to lead it by 3 at the half. Gary, let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Well, Marcus Fizer is probably the highlight reel of the whole first half for both clubs. It will show you a little bit of everything. Marcus Fizer here, the turnaround jumper, 2 of his 18 points. Here again, a great job. He's penetration from the high post right there for 2. And for the Missouri Tigers, well, you expect it. Gilbert, first of all, with a long 3-point shot, almost picked up a foul on that one. And then Dooling, defense goes behind. He drains another 3. And then the final play of the game where it looked like Dooling travels right there. You get it into close. This was a shot that was so close that when our technical people ran it by frame, it probably shouldn't have counted. But that's how tough it is to officiate the game.
You can see the red light is on, and he hasn't released the shot, but it was very, very close. And when you have to do it live, that's a pretty tough call. We're at halftime. Missouri leads it by 3, despite Marcus Fizer's 18 points. Back with the second half next. Missouri leads it by 3, and they will start the second half by shooting technical free throws. Here's a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Bud Light. You can see Iowa State shot the ball well, but Missouri hits the 3-pointers. Iowa State didn't hit any. Rebounds pretty close, but Iowa State the edge, and the 9 turnovers, Gary, really a factor.
Yeah, that and the 5 3-point shots by Missouri, the difference. And no surprise who's going to shoot the free throws. The guy is shooting 90%, 45 of 50 coming into this game.
Grawer makes the first. Well, the Missouri players might not have even realized that a technical foul had been called on Larry Eustachy, because they were already well into the locker room before that technical was called. So they might have come out and had a pleasant surprise walking back out on the floor to find out that they'd start the second half with free throws in the ball. Grawer hit them both. Those are the first 2 points of the game for Grawer, and there you see the scoring leaders. Fizer was just phenomenal in the first half. Marcus at 7 of 10 from 4. He also had 7 rebounds in that first half.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head, John, when you said Tinsley's technical really started the downfall for Iowa State in that first half.
Has to play with composure on the road. And you said it well, too, because a junior college guy that's transferred in might not understand that yet. There you see the run now for Missouri. It's 15-2 after those free throws by Grawer. So all of a sudden, Missouri has its biggest lead of the game at 5. Grawer on a drive. Tinsley might have gotten a piece. Stevie Johnson clears for the Cyclones.
You know, if you're an Iowa State fan and from their bench, I'm sure they're saying, hey, they've made a 15 or 13-point run on us, and yet we're still right in the ballgame.
Horton missed the 3. Soyoye the rebound.
But I don't think that's bad. Horton really hasn't looked at the basket. He's got to contribute some offense.
This is Hafer on the baseline. Jeff Hafer takes it all the way in, and he walks with it. On the turnover, Iowa State will have it. Well, throughout the season, Missouri has played pretty well in the second half of games, but then again, so has Iowa State. 5-point advantage right now for the Tigers. Tinsley tried to get rid of it to Fizer. He threw it away. He had an easy layup if he just took it all the way in.
He needed to make the big guy commit to him. Take it up to the basket. If he commits and takes him, then he drops it off.
But Missouri gives it right back to Iowa State. Fizer has been the dominant force for the Cyclones. They need to get him touches. Nurse, a senior, understands that. Fizer against Soyoye. They don't double. Not yet.
He's going to look to come.
Fizer gets it off first. Missed it. Long rebound. Hafer saves into Dooling.
Missouri's caught some breaks right there. He's just trying to bat it and save it and have a guy come right into that area.
Gilbert missed the 3. Horton the rebound for the Cyclones.
Well, John, here's from Missouri. They'll give you chances to get back in because they'll shoot it from the 3-point line. And if they don't hit them, they'll let you back in.
Tinsley again works his way to the basket.
Taking that layup that he had point blank. Iowa State will be right back in there.
Tinsley with 8 points. Cyclones within 3. A 5-second call, second of the game against Dooling out on the perimeter.
Good defense there. That's what you want, keeping that man in front of you. And Marcus Fizer pointing to Nurse and saying, nice job.
Tinsley walks it up for the Cyclones. They're within 3. Iowa State shot 54% in the first half and still trailed. And Fizer fouled on the floor by Coyote, and that'll be his 3rd.
That's a big one. Put some pressure on Quinn Snyder, the young coach from Missouri, to what he's going to do with his one big guy. See right there. You see Coyote come pushing him right out of bounds.
Coyote, a tremendous athlete. Look at him, he's so sculpted.
They do have Pat Schumacher, a sophomore, 6'11", but they have not gone with him very much. They go with the smaller lineup, bring in Parker.
Fizer the rebound, then they call a walk on him. On the travel, Missouri will have it. Eustachy.
Yeah, I've never seen so many travels. Tinsley up with it. Let's watch. Fizer goes up.
Might have taken steps before trying to get that timeout. Missouri a 3-point lead on the ball. Good game in Columbia. A share of the Big 12 lead on the line.
Good job of staying down by Tinsley defensively that time.
Grawer open for 3. Missed it, and Tinsley the rebound. There's a gift for Iowa State to have Grawer miss that one. And they say it was out of bounds. Nurse tried to save, but Tinsley kicked it out of bounds. Another turnover for Iowa State. Turnovers have really not been a problem for the Cyclones this season, but today they have been. Dooling drives in.
Good job. Nurse trying to go over the top, trailed him. Nobody was able to pick up. Gets an easy deuce.
Missouri back up by 5. Tinsley standing dribble. Fizer's really battling in the post, trying to get position against Johnny Parker.
You know, it looked like early with Horton coming out to try to talk to him at halftime about being aggressive with the ball, shooting or taking it to the basket.
There's the dunk by Stevie Johnson off a great look by Jamaal Tinsley.
And that's what you missed for about 8 minutes in that first half.
Cyclones back within 3. Dooling to Parker. Open jump shot. Back iron. And a foul on the rebound, I believe. Take another look.
Now here's Dooling that played before, getting the screens. This time you see Fizer doesn't get there fast enough. He's either got to switch, pick up, or go to him, and then let Nurse pick up again on the man.
Well, after Hafer got that foul, he had a few words for the officials, and Larry Eustachy's over there saying, hey, what's the deal here? Tinsley got teed up in the first half for talking to the officials. Two of the really terrific young coaches in the country, much less the Big 12. Quinn Snyder and Larry Eustachy. Iowa State trails by 3. Tinsley's doubled out high. That has come back to haunt Missouri so far. Nurse for 3. Had it blocked by Clarence Gilbert. Cleared by Parker.
Took just a little bit too much time on that shot.
Now Gilbert the other way. A bounce pass and the block by Fizer, but Parker cleans up the mess.
Parker has probably been playing his best basketball at Missouri during this 7-game win streak that Missouri's had.
All 3 of Parker's baskets have come on offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Iowa State needs to try to get that ball back down to Fizer, see if he can do something with it.
Horton spins in, and he was fouled. Fouled by Kareem Rush.
And John, I just see it as a real effort to get Horton involved in the game offensively the second half.
So Kareem Rush picks up the foul. That's 3 team fouls on Missouri here in the second half. Iowa State has yet to commit a foul.
And that's the other thing, is get to the foul line, because in the first half, Iowa State, which normally makes more free throws than the other team attempts. Missouri was 11 for 14. Iowa State good at the free throw line, but just 7 out of 8.
Horton has had all 3 of his points at the free throw line. And now all 4. And Iowa State back within 3. But they're having a hard time keeping Johnny Parker off the offensive boards. Tigers lead it by 3. Missouri leads it by 3. Jamaal Tinsley, 4 assists so far for the Cyclones.
You get a little idea what you miss when Tinsley's out of that lineup. He penetrates, draws a double, dishes it underneath right there to Stevie Johnson. He comes out and rebounds. Remember, he had a triple-double against Missouri in the first one. Then shows his ability to penetrate and get it up off the glass for 2 there. 8
points, 4 assists so far for Tinsley. Look at the Budweiser quick stat. Iowa State struggling to shoot the ball from long range. And Missouri, as usual, shooting it well. Tigers lead it by 3.
Iowa State in a zone, looks like.
First time all season, Gary. We've seen him switch screens at the top of a true zone. Rush on the baseline, missed the shot. Parker missed the tip, and it's out of bounds to Iowa State.
Cyclones catch a break right there because Parker is right in on the board again.
Three-point lead. Just a reminder that the Pioneer Hybrid Player of the Game is coming up a bit later. Cyclones can pull within 1 or tie it on this possession. Tinsley has Parker on the perimeter. Bounces it to Fizer. They double. Fizer backs his way in anyway and scores. 20 for Fizer.
Man, he is tough. You just got to go at him and double him all the way. You can't just go at him halfway.
Cyclones back within 1. Fizer tonight moved past Ron Harris into 10th place on Iowa State's all-time scoring list. That's Rush on the shot. It hung on the rim. And the rebound controlled by Stevie Johnson. Iowa State now a chance to run. Here comes Tinsley. Good lead for the trailer. Horton. The three-pointer goes, and Iowa State leads it. First 3 of the game for the Cyclones.
Horton has to look for that shot. I'm convinced with him in this club, all the other things he does, he has to look for his shots.
And another good pass by Tinsley. Rush into the paint. Gilbert, long jump shot. In and out. Rebound battle won by Fizer. He's well on his way to another double-double. Tinsley to Stevie Johnson for the layup.
There's the hurry-up game we're talking about. Get it down quick. If you don't get it then come back and set out and make Missouri play the defense in the half court.
Iowa State has answered the Missouri run. Cyclones lead it by 4. Dooling backs up. Now tries to drive in on Nurse. Good look down low. Gage in on Fizer. Rejected by Fizer. Iowa State off and running. Tinsley leaves it for Horton again. 3 more. Yes, sir, right there.
And there's that penetrating kick. You go to help on him, he kicks it right back, and Horton with 2 3-point.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Iowa State leads it by 7. Enter the Budweiser Championship ticket giveaway, and 2 all-session tickets to the Big 12 Conference basketball tournament in Kansas City could be yours. It's easy. Just print your name, address, zip code, and age on a postcard and send it to the address on your screen. The winner will be selected by a random drawing of all entries received before midnight, March 2nd, 2000. You must be 21 years of age or older to enter. For a copy of the official rules, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the same address. Brought to you by Budweiser, brewery fresh, taste guaranteed, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Marcus Fizer, too much to handle inside for the Tigers.
Well, Fizer at 20 points. You're going to see Fizer get the ball down low. You see right down.
And at the other end.
Fizer with the rejection right there.
Iowa State is on a 16-4 run right now to lead it by 7. A 16-4 run, Gary, for the Cyclones. And take into consideration that 2 of those 4 points were on the free throws by Grawer to start the half after the technical. So really a 16-2 run right now for Iowa State.
Iowa State looks like they go back man for man, changing up, giving Missouri a different look.
Parker trying to control, take it away. Iowa State now starting to take advantage of some Missouri turnovers. A 7-point lead for the Cyclones. Tinsley, Fizer and Parker really battling. And now a foul called.
Ben Parker, I think, pushing on Fizer.
That was quite a battle. Hafer will return for Missouri. Second foul for Johnny Parker.
You have to really credit Iowa State in this case. Coming back from adversity, the technical, start the game with 2 free throws. Come back fighting back, but we've said all year, Larry Eustachy has made this club a mentally tough club as well as physically strong.
No question about it. And when you look back at this run by the Cyclones, it really started when Soyoye picked up his 3rd personal foul, because they do not have a big body to match Fizer inside.
This would be a big possession for Iowa State.
Tinsley over to the right side with the dribble. Horton has had the hot hand. Back-to-back threes. He penetrates in, all the way in. Couldn't get it over the rim. Parker the rebound, and he's fouled by Horton. And that's Kantrail Horton's 4th personal foul. Boy, is that ever costly. Horton gets his 4th. He tells Larry Eustachy, I'm okay, but Larry says, no, you're coming out. Brandon Hawkins will come in.
Let's watch Horton go up right here. I don't know if he gets hit behind on the foul there, but then he gets his hands. It's an excuse me foul right there. Kind of getting his hands up there. It wasn't looking at him in front of him, but that's big.
So Horton, with 4 personal fouls, will sit down at the 12:30 mark. We'll see if somebody else can knock down a few threes for Iowa State. Maybe Nurse.
Boy, there's some move there.
Isn't he something?
He is smooth as silk.
Kareem Rush with 14. And Missouri's back within 5.
From Missouri's standpoint, they needed a play right there.
Tinsley had it knocked away. Jumps high to get it back. Dooling is hurt. Down low, Stevie Johnson. In traffic. Drew a foul. Dooling took a shot to the eye.
Good hustle by Stevie Johnson. He's been doing a good job underneath the bucket.
4th personal foul on Jeff Hafer.
Loses the handle on that one, and you see right there, but able to take it up. Fakes, and then gets the foul right there.
On Hafer. And that's 4 on Hafer. So Hafer with 4. Soyoye with 3 for Missouri. And for Iowa State, it's Horton with 4.
And Hafer, the lone senior on this club that plays.
Stevie Johnson missed the free throw.
Stevie's been shooting pretty well from the foul line. 11 of his last 14 free throws.
Soyoye, Gage, and Gilbert back in for Missouri.
If I was Iowa State right now, I would try to get it. If Soyoye goes against Fizer, I'd try to get it down, post it up low, and draw that 4th one in a hurry.
Johnson's free throw is good. Stevie hit 1 of 2. He has 9 points. And Iowa State leads it by 6. What a ball game we have had here at the Hearnes Center tonight.
Iowa State doing a lot of switching on the 4 people, all but the big guy on the inside.
Down low, Soyoye. Trying to get some help. Backs in on Fizer. Gets him in the air. Jumper too long. Rebound, Stevie Johnson. And a good job by Grawer to keep Tinsley from getting momentum.
And Marcus Fizer, a great job on the big guy, making him shoot it up and over him. Not letting him.
Tinsley does a little curly kneel with the dribble. And a 5-second call on Tinsley. Timeout on the floor. Kareem Rush with 14 points to keep Missouri in it. But Iowa State has been terrific in the second half. And the Cyclones lead it by 6. Iowa State trailed by 3 at the half, but right now the Cyclones lead it by 6. Here's a check on inside scoring with Diamond Vogel points in the paint. Diamond Vogel paint serving Cyclone country with over 80 locations. Big advantage, Iowa State. Fizer, Gary, with a double-double already. 20 points, 10 rebounds.
His 20th of his career, and what do you say, 6th of the year will be?
6th this season.
He's been sensational in this game.
Some other scores from around the country on the ESPN USA Today Top 25 scoreboard. And Texas all over Texas Tech. Missouri will play Texas this Saturday. There's a steal by Fizer. 2-on-1 break. Stevie Johnson back to Fizer.
Nice work on the break, giving it up.
22 for Fizer. And Iowa State leads it by 8. And I believe that's the biggest lead of the game for the Cyclones.
That is the largest lead.
Rush.
Trying to go against Fizer on the inside. That's where he can make some shoot it in.
Soyoye will go for a 3-point play.
So that's what Fizer cannot let happen. He cannot let him get him deep on the block, because then he can use his quickness and get up over the top. But here's Fizer on the other end. Steps in the passing lane, gets the steal, gives it off, which is good. Stevie Johnson goes up, fakes it, gives it back. And Marcus Fizer off the glass for 2 of his 22.
Just the second foul on Fizer, so not a big concern yet as far as his fouls. Soyoye playing with 3 personals. And he missed the free throw. Iowa State controls the rebound. Cyclones starting to pull away on the boards, Gary. They're up by 9.
They're doing a good job.
Fizer has Soyoye one-on-one. Now it's a double team. Nurse right back down to Marcus. Marcus will shoot it if that double team doesn't get there quickly. Otherwise, he kicks back out. Just what Larry Eustachy wants him to do.
That's right. That's smart. If they take it away from you, kick it out. You can always come back.
Tinsley does Stevie Johnson again. Another great look by Tinsley.
There's what penetration does for you. Penetrate, it beats your man, it forces the other defender to come and help, it opens up a man.
Let's take another look.
Here's Fizer downside, down low. Nurse working off of him right there. Now here's what happened right there. There's the penetration. They go to help. Stevie Johnson comes up, gets grabbed across the arm. Good strength there by Johnson. Had a chance to get it up off the glass and make it a 3-point play. But
Stevie now into double figures with 10. Almost a double-double for him. He had a double-double the first meeting between the two teams. Missed the second free throw. It's tipped up there, but Soyoye comes out of there with it. Missouri has really been throttled offensively here in the second half. They haven't been able to get anything going.
Iowa State even gave him a little zone defense. Just a change up right there in that split where they're coming back.
Grawer backpedaling.
Good job of cutting him off, keeping that penetration down. At the start of this half, Missouri had some success with penetration.
Grawer takes it in. Again, he has to back it out. 8 to shoot it. And they throw it out of bounds. It belonged to Iowa State.
That's Quinn Snyder right there. I'd say too much dribbling. Pass the ball. Move it.
Brandon Hawkins will check back in for Iowa State. So Cyclones go with a pretty small lineup here. Now they'll get Shirley in the next break.
Missouri looks like they go zone.
Tinsley will pull the trigger after a little hesitation. He is not a good three-point shooter.
See, that's where I think he got plenty of time in the clock. He needs to move that ball around, get it to the shooters. It comes around down to the last 10, 12 seconds, and take that shot.
Inside out goes Missouri. Dooling right back in to Soyoye. He backs in on Fizer. Kick out to Dooling. Pump fake, gets the man in the air. Then the three-pointer, in and out, and almost back in again. Stevie Johnson now with a double-double. Just got his 10th rebound. And Fizer!
Oh, what a job to run on the court. Stevie Johnson on one end, Fizer down the other, and he hurts us.
Oh, you hate to see this because Marcus Fizer has had a problem with the heel, bone spurs. Tell you what, though, you're going to have to drag him out of this game.
Look at him sprint, the big guy. You got people who can get to the ball. One step up, slams it down. Iowa State out to a 9-point lead. Fizer again. All started by Stevie Johnson's great job on the boards on the other end. He hurts his foot. He limps back, but nothing's going to keep him out of this game.
No. You'd have to get the jaws of life to remove him from the floor right now. Fizer has been stuck on automatic. He has 24 points in this one. Dooling on a quick move to the hoop.
There's quickness right there. A little change of pace. Got him in. It's like Larry Eustachy. If they see the setup the next time, it's got Paul Shirley covering Soyoye. Missouri to the zone.
And there's a steal. Nurse threw it away. Crowd into it. And a foul called on Tinsley on the perimeter.
Tinsley smarting up right away. Raised his hand, says, I got it.
I'm going to guess that we're not going to see Jamaal Tinsley get another technical this year. That was his 3rd personal foul, by the way. Enter the Budweiser Championship ticket giveaway and 2 all-session tickets to the Big 12 Conference Basketball Tournament in Canada.
Rebounds, give and go right here on the fast break back. He lays it up for 2. He made a steal earlier, get it. Now running the break right there, great pass. And then he comes off a little limping and hurt, but he'll play through that.
He's been playing through that injury for a while, I guess, and the real pain comes when the 2 bone spurs rub against each other. So
he might be right here, John.
Foul away from the ball on Paul Shirley. And that's going to be number 3 on Paul.
And it'll be the 4th team foul, but Iowa State is in the 1-and-1 from here. Missouri's already committed 6 team fouls. Iowa State still has 2 to play with.
What are you going to say, Gary, about the key here?
Well, I said on the foul situation, Iowa State's in the 1-and-1 from here on in. Iowa State just picked up their 4th team foul, so they still have 2 fouls to give before they put Missouri in the 1-and-1.
Well, individually, some foul problems starting to become a concern for the Cyclones. But as a team, not a big deal. Rush for 3. Kareem Rush hits a 3-pointer from the left corner.
That's what you got to get out on those shooters.
17 for Rush. Missouri within 4. And the crowd into it at the Hearnes Center.
Iowa State fans did not see Rush at Ames, and they're getting a good look at what they're going to look at for the next 3 years in this young man.
Fizer wants the ball. Shirley has it out high. Now Horton in there with those 4 fouls.
He was a big factor in the second half. 2 free throws in the first half. He had 8 points in the second half.
Nurse missed the 3. The rebound to Dooling.
I think Horton has to get aggressive offensively again. Nurse really has not shot the ball from the 3-point land as well in conference play.
Dooling gets a big 3.
They live with it and they die with it.
And Missouri's within 1. 1-point game, 7 minutes to play.
Now is when you have to really have poise when you're on the road. They come out and spread. Quinn Snyder comes up, gets his hands, his team says, get back in the middle. Don't allow him to spread us out and drive it.
Horton on penetration. Kick out to Tinsley. Jamaal with a tough jump shot off the glass and in.
Boy, he's hit a couple big ones. The first half, you remember, when Iowa State fell down, he came and got one off the glass, and he gets another one there. Tough to control.
That's his best shot. Larry Eustachy egging his defense on to play strong here. He's really pumped up right now. Dooling. Out to Rush. Missouri has hit 7 threes in the game. Rush on a drive.
That's got to be an offensive foul.
And I believe it is.
Now, did they call it? Yeah, call it possession. I was going to say whether he released the ball or not. It'll be a ball out of bounds.
Well, just when Missouri made its run, Jamaal Tinsley came up with a tough shot off the glass to put the Cyclones back up by 3. 6:19 to go. What a ball game it's been. Iowa State leads it by 3.
Missouri 7 for 15 from the 3-point line, and this is what you cannot afford to do. Fizer needs to come out and challenge that right there and put a hand in his face. That's a wide open look, and Rush knocks it down.
And there's a Budweiser quick stat, the field goal shooting in the second half only. And you can see Iowa State with a big edge there. The Cyclones trailed it by 3 at the half. Every possession grows in importance now because it's just a 3-point game with 6 minutes to go. Missouri shows a little different look here defensively.
They got a 3-2 zone. Looking to see what they're going to do and get into their zone offense.
12 on the shot clock. The Nurse goes to work.
Now they go man for man. They show zone and then switch man for man.
Horton had it blocked by Dooling. Cleared by Grawer.
You know, Horton's had a lot of good looks, but just to jump that up right there, he needs to take the shot.
Coyote kicks it out. Dooling's been hot. Good look back inside. Stolen away by Iowa State.
Tinsley with a great steal from behind.
Well, every time a big play needs to be made, it seems like Tinsley does it.
That's a winning type play right there. Comes off his man, sees the play coming inside.
Shirley
and he had to really reach back for that one because the ball did that hang up on the rim again, took his timing away, and he reached back up and tapped it in.
5-point lead for Iowa State. Dooling. Got to keep him from shooting it out there. He drives in. Had it knocked away again by Tinsley. And a foul called on the loose ball on Tinsley. And that's going to be 4 personal fouls on Jamaal Tinsley. So now you've got 4 fouls on both Tinsley and Horton.
Watch Shirley. Watch this ball hit. Comes and goes long right there. I thought it hit it up the second time, but it hit and just scooted out there, and he came from left field with that tip.
Now it's very important to keep an eye on Tinsley and Horton. Each has 4 fouls.
Those guys can't commit them, but Iowa State still has 1 foul to give if somebody's breaking away.
Well, that time they tried to put some pressure on Tinsley, and he's fortunate that they didn't call him for a foul. He did a good job of keeping his hands away, and Gilbert ran right into him. And probably a pretty good no call. Iowa State has to remember Fizer. Continue to get the ball inside to big Marcus.
Boy, they missed a back cut there.
There's Fizer. Couldn't get the shot. Rebound, Coyote.
Fizer might have gotten away with over the back there. The crowd picks it up a little bit.
Dooling into traffic. Banked it too hard. Rebound battle. Tinsley tracks it down. Jamaal on the run. In on Gilbert. Blocked. Tinsley got it back.
What a job staying with that basketball right there.
He is a winner. He makes winning plays. You're right. It's a 7-point lead for Iowa State with 4 minutes to go. Missouri's capable of big runs, though. It's important to keep that in mind.
Well, they just drained 2 threes a while ago, and now they come back with one there. They live by it and die by that 3 ball.
Well, they haven't died by it in conference play. They're living by it. They're living well. Tinsley, the defensive rebound that time, off the Gilbert miss.
I would think about Fizer again if I was here, because you're in the 1-and-1. He doesn't get the shot down. He has a chance to go to the foul line.
They spread the floor for Tinsley. Kick out, thrown away. Nurse able to come up with it, though. 12 on the shot clock. Fizer's against Coyote down low. Here he goes. Fizer backs in. He's double teamed. Kicks it over to Stevie Johnson. He missed the layup.
Oh, what a foul. That's the unselfishness of Marcus Fizer this year, and the end result is that he comes back and gets the 2 points.
Timeout, Missouri. Iowa State has its biggest lead of the game at 65-56 with 3 minutes to go. Jamaal Tinsley
here goes up underneath, doesn't get it, but stays right with it. Looks like he might have got a hack right there. Gets it down for 2. Clock.
Nurse weaves in. Tough shot.
Oh, what a drive. Well, we don't use that clock. Just get 2.
Well, Iowa State continues to shoot the ball well. And don't look now, but the Cyclones lead this thing on the road by 11. Largest lead of the game for either team.
And now you want to make him shoot it in. You still got 1 foul to give. Of course, Tinsley and Horton can't give it.
Grawer backs up and misses a 3. And Fizer collects the loose ball, but had it taken away. Goes to the floor to try to keep it. He's called for the ball. Timeout on the floor. Michael Nurse with a big-time move a moment ago. He's given Iowa State its biggest lead of the night at 11. The Cyclones try to get into first place.
Especially since you can get 13 weeks of the Wall Street.
Just 49 shots now in the game, so only 13 second-half field goal attempts by the Hawkeyes.
See what's on, then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
Iowa State has opened up the biggest lead of the night for either team, 11 points. The Pioneer Hybrid player of the game is Marcus Fizer. He has been terrific. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 2 block shots, 2 steals, and a partridge in a pear tree. The assist right there, or not an assist, but the putback. He's our Pioneer Seaborn player of the game. Rush leaves it, and Hafer gets the dunk. Good set play called by Quinn Snyder off the timeout. And now Missouri will set up its press. Iowa State is not out of the woods yet. It's a 9-point game.
You're going to press. You're in the 1-and-1. Too early to go for the fouls.
Fizer, what a luxury it is. I was going to say to have him bring it up the floor, but then he lost it.
And that time and score right now is so important. You see, 2 minutes, you could run off 25, 30 seconds right there.
Rush on a drive. And he drew a foul on Marcus Fizer. I'll tell you what, this left-hander Kareem Rush is going to be a tremendous player in the Big 12 Conference.
This game isn't done and over yet. Watch here. Let's watch him come back. Now watch him. Oh, Fizer. I thought at first it looked like Rush went into him, but Fizer comes up to him. But the key is down here at the other end. You really don't need points for an 11-point lead. You need to take the time off the clock.
16 foul for Iowa State. Hafer for 3 more. Rebound, Kantrail, Horton.
For those guards, Tinsley and Horton do a great job of rebounding. Tinsley averaging almost 5 rebounds a game, Horton 4. Here again, you want to put it in the shooter's hands. That was close.
Tinsley got rid of it to Horton. Missouri, this is their strong suit out there on the perimeter pressing, and they intentionally foul over on the weak side. And they're going to send Jamaal Tinsley to the line.
And there Eustachy wants to be careful here now, but he's saying that's an intentional foul. And that's the way it should have been called.
And they knocked him over, away from the ball. Watch the left side of your screen.
See, that ball isn't even in play.
Grawer over to help him up.
Now Tinsley, looking through what he's shooting 62%. But you know what? This guy, when it's clutch time, he seems to nail him.
He's a winner. You're right. You described him best when you said he's a winner. He makes winning plays. 13 points for Tinsley tonight. He's not going to get a triple-double unless he gets a nail rebound. He's pretty close. 2 big free throws. You're right. 11-point lead for Iowa State.
Iowa State now wants to make him shoot it in, not foul because they are in the 1-and-1.
Dooling all the way in. Tough shot. He banked it in. 16 for Keyon Dooling. And a foul called in the backcourt. They fouled Tinsley again.
If you can make free throws, you win the basketball game, because that's what it's down to, is that Missouri's going to fire away, and if they hit, they foul. If they miss, they foul.
You know, there's 6 teams, Gary, at the top of the Big 12 Conference. None of them have lost on their home court this year. So Iowa State will be the first team to break through against a top conference team on its home floor this season if they can hang on to win this game.
This would be big.
We'll show you the standings in a moment. Tinsley's free throw is good.
Boy, is that pressure? 1-and-1.
There's that top 6 we were talking about. And of those 6, nobody had lost on their home floor coming into this one. Tinsley's second free throw is in and out. And Hafer lost it out of bounds. It'll be Iowa State's ball. Just a tough break for Quinn Snyder's team.
Well, the Cyclones had some tough breaks at the end of the half. And now they pick up a real good break.
Tinsley to trigger. Iowa State has been able to overcome the way Missouri closed out that first half and that 14-2 run when Tinsley got the technical and Missouri kind of took over the game. Iowa State came out with a mission here in the second half.
A lot of Missouri fans packing it in and leaving right now, John.
Fizer is fouled out high. Marcus has been absolutely tremendous tonight. 26 points. He's hit all 4 of his free throws.
You know, it shows you the value of Horton and Tinsley, who was out of that game a lot in the first half. Horton comes out, and I know Eustachy had to say to him, you just tell by the play, get in the game offensively. And he started taking it to the basket. They got to the foul line. He made some shots. And then look at the plays Tinsley's made here in the game. If it wasn't for a great game by Marcus Fizer, I would have Tinsley as my player of the game because he made some great plays.
He gets honorable mention.
Yeah, sure.
Fizer now, 27. Big 12's leading scorer.
What a win this is going to be for Iowa State.
Fizer again. Larry Eustachy just told his players, do not foul.
Oh, that's the key.
Fizer hit them both.
They want to deaden the clock. The clock will stop in another 18 seconds.
Fizer with 28. Dooling will have to pull the trigger. A 3-pointer. Rebound, Kantrail Horton. And he dribbles out of a double team and gets rid of it to Tinsley. And Small very wisely.
That is a smart play. Looked like he had a 2-on-1 with Johnson, Stevie over there, but you do not need points. All you do is need to run the clock.
Quinn Snyder wants pressure, but they do not foul. 17 on the shot clock. Fizer weaves around. Nurse gets rid of it quickly.
John, you go back to this club and watch them. They're in condition, playing with basically 7 guys. And still fresh. I think they're fresher than Missouri right now. He's had the deeper bench.
Horton on a bomb. Fizer going after that ball. He just won't give up on anything. The shot clock was winding down. That's why Horton pulled the trigger there. Gary, this win for Iowa State is going to give some legitimacy to their ranking, to their season. And there were some people that doubted them because of the non-conference schedule, but I think those doubts are starting to be erased.
So Larry Eustachy said, with a young club, we needed to have some confidence. That's why we scheduled.
And they just did what Larry told them not to do, and that's foul. Timeout on the floor.
Back, and then you got 2 of the leaders in the conference at home.
And then it's just about done, Gary. It's past the midway point.
And then you go on the road. Finished on the road twice against Texas Tech and Baylor. Finish out the season. Three conference wins on the road for Iowa State right now, and the one loss was to Oklahoma in OT when they had really 2 chances to win it on the road.
Double overtime in that one. That's right. Iowa State up by 10. They can just dribble out the clock now, and this is going to be a tremendous victory. Perhaps the best of the Larry Eustachy era at Iowa State. They've beaten Kansas at home a couple times, but I don't think you're going to top this one.
No. This is going to be a sweet flight home for these Cyclones, and maybe a drive home for Larry Eustachy.
They might not even need a plane to fly home after this one. Iowa State.